Away from Independence Day reports, but still in Lagos, Attorney General of the state, Lawal Pedro, says the government has initiated contempt proceedings against the National Assembly over the House of Representatives' passage of a new central gaming bill for Nigeria. He insists the move by the lawmakers is in clear breach of the provisions of the Nigerian Constitution. Kemi Foladeyemo has more.
The AG of Lagos is addressing journalists on his milestones, challenges and vision since assuming office 2 years ago. Lawal Pedro SAN says along with other executive bills, his ministry sponsored a review of the tenancy law of the state to address challenges facing both landlords and tenants. If passed into law, he says this will boost investment in real estate.
The issue of housing deficit should not be a problem in Lagos. People should be able to build and be guaranteed that they will collect their rent. And the one we want to do is that if you're a sitting tenant already, you've paid 1 year rent in advance, and you're a sitting tenant, for God's sake, but your tenancy is monthly, you should be allowed to, if you can't pay monthly, at least 3 monthly, not to ask you to go and look for another 1 year rent in advance. And I think it will go a long way to ease people's problem on accommodation. If the law on registration of marriages is also passed, it shows that anybody that contracts marriage under customary law, Sharia law, or under Christian marriage law in churches without going to the registry will have opportunity to have a certificate that is recognized by government, a certificate that's a proof of that marriage.
But he is displeased that a new national gaming bill recently passed by the House of Representatives is now awaiting concurrent passage at the Senate after Lagos State secured a decisive judgment at the Supreme Court in November 2024 to the effect that lotteries and games of chance are residual matters for states and not the federal government.
The Senate can save the day in their own concurrence by limiting its application and operation to the Federal Capital Territory, like a state also, and that will be in order. But to pass it as if it's a law that will govern the whole of Nigeria will totally be unconstitutional and will be in breach of the judgment of the Supreme Court. And that's why we have resolved to initiate a contempt proceedings. They are violating the Supreme Court judgment, and the judgment of the Supreme Court will be enforced.
The Chief Law Officer also reveals that plans are on course to ensure better access to justice for residents, timely hearing of cases, and create a more business-friendly legal environment. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.